done? Okay, let it run for a second. All right, so this is Miss Levy's art classes. There's a lesson I teach every year. It's the 8 layers of shadow and the 3 styles of shadow. And I teach it over and over and over again, so I thought it would be really good if we had a podcasting of this lesson. So my students have set up my squares for me already. It is very similar to this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with my number 2 pencil again. And I'm going to think of this as a flashlight. So let me go ahead and just kind of diagram something out. If I had a little flashlight in this corner right here. Okay, light and sound arc. So in terms of my 8 layers, I would have to really work at doing this. It's exactly what I'm going to do. Implies it is cross, so we're going to be crossing different directions. Hatching. So I always begin going a certain given direction. Look at, I'm attracted to the stipple to get it perfect. And so in order to keep in keeping with what we've done here, I'm going to start to go this direction here. So hopefully the camera can see this. Let me try and get situated. I start small and a little bit dark, but not too dark, because if you go all the way dark, it's really difficult to feather out. Okay, that's kind of step 1, just that. Now, the second part of step 1, because there's only 4 steps, but each one has 2 or 3 steps within it. Now you come back and you gently start to pull that out. You want to pull it out a little bit so it begins to disappear. So you pass over this as many times as you need to feather this out. And this pencil is really not a great pencil. So to make my job a little bit easier, I'm going to trade. This again is an HB. Here's another HB. It doesn't really matter which one you use. It's a number 2, but again, it's a little finer lead. So it can make your job a little tiny bit easier. And every time you can get a great instrument, especially one for just a few pennies, then, you know, life is much sweeter. Okay, right now I've pulled it out a little bit. I still have a very distinctive line here, but I'm going to leave it alone for a minute and start the other direction. I'm going to have to go 4 directions, and pulling it out all at once, trying to make it perfect, is not so critical, and it's kind of a waste of time because you don't know what's going to happen as you cross over it 4 different directions. So the first direction we went was this direction, and now we're crossing and we're going this direction. Okay? So I went that direction, now I'm going to feather it out. All right, not great, but we've only gone a couple of directions. And so at this point, I want to go this direction. Okay? And after I go a little bit small and a little bit dark, but not too much, I'm going to work now on feathering that out. This is our last technique, and then we're going to just quickly review what I'm grading on. Now everything is downloadable from the website, and because the school kept erasing all my work, I uploaded everything to my personal website, which is leilalevy.com. So that's LEILALEVI and then .com. And then / Westchester with a capital W, Westchester, for the title. And there you're going to find all of your arts rubric and your arts challenge and a couple of lessons that I have and your syllabus and everything that you could ever want and need, all your questions answered very nicely in an easy format. Okay, so now I've gone 3 out of the 4 directions. So the only direction left is to go this direction, because again, I'm crossing. So here I go. And as you can see, it doesn't really feather out nicely yet, but I'm going to pull it out now. I started to feather it out a little bit. I wasn't really going very fine. Now, when you go dark, it's really easy to be heavy-handed when you're squeezing your pencil. But it's really, the challenge is how light can you go and how easily can you do that. And in that case, there really is a secret, and the secret is how lightly can you hold your pencil. Because you should be able to just take it out of your hand like that. Somebody should be able to walk by and just grab it if you're going light enough. But at this point, I would truly go back to the original directions. I don't want to smudge. When the kids rub their hands all over their papers, it takes the graphite out, so any lovely work that you did have will all be gone because you smudge it right out. So my recommendation is to use a piece of printer paper or scratch paper or something under your hand at all times, or if you really want to be a professional artist and you don't feel like taking the easy way out, you can just hold your hand up the entire time. Artists get used to doing it. You know, initially it might hurt your shoulder, but you will eventually get used to it. It's great at upper body strength. It's fabulous, as a matter of fact. Alrighty.